Ever wondered why some MIT genius or a Harvard MBA with a fancy corner office on Wall Street ends up filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, while a regular janitor from Vermont retires with $8 million in the bank? Seriously, let that sink in for a second. If you think building wealth is all about advanced calculus, high-frequency trading, or having some secret sauce algorithm, I've got some bad news for you. You're dead wrong. Finance isn't like physics. It's not governed by gravity or cold, hard rules that work every single time. Finance is 100% psychology. It's about how you act when the market hits the fan, how you handle a 30% drop in your portfolio, and how your ego tricks you into buying a bunch of crap you don't need just to flex on people you don't even like. Today, we're breaking down Morgan Housel's A Psychology of Money. This isn't just another boring book summary you'd find in a college lecture. Over the next 10 to 12 minutes, I'm going to flip your script on how capital actually works in the real world. Stick around until the very end, because that last lesson on room for error is exactly where 99% of retail investors go absolutely broke. By the way, if you're serious about hitting that financial freedom goal and escaping the 9-to-5 rat race, subscribe to the channel right now and smash that like button. We're dropping game-changing strategies every single week, and you definitely don't want to miss out on the next one. Let's get into the meat of it. Let's keep it real for a minute. We all see the world through a tiny keyhole. Your personal experience makes up about 0.001% of global economic history, but to you, it's 100% of reality. Housel says, no one is crazy. Think about it. If you grew up in the 70s with crazy inflation eating your lunch, you'll probably be scared of the S&P 500 for the rest of your life. If you came of age during the 90s tech boom, you probably think money grows on trees. People don't make financial moves based on a rational Excel spreadsheet. They make them at the dinner table, fueled by the same fears their parents had, or whatever's trending on TikTok or the evening news. If you've ever caught yourself making an emotional revenge trade or a panic buy because of FOMO, hit that like button right now. Let's see how many of us are out here fighting our own financial wiring. Your engagement helps push this content to more people. Lesson 1. Stop beating yourself up over past mistakes. Your brain was just trying to survive. Now, it's time for a software update. We love to idolize billionaires. We buy their memoirs and try to copy-paste their every move. But here's the cold, hard truth. Luck and risk are basically identical twins looking in opposite directions. Every outcome in life is guided by forces other than individual effort. Think about Bill Gates. In 1968, there were roughly 300 million kids his age. Only a tiny fraction had access to a computer. Gates happened to go to Lakeside, one of the only schools on the planet that had one. Was he a genius? Absolutely. Did he work hard? You bet. Did he catch a massive break that 299 million other kids didn't? 100%. Now look at his friend, Kent Evans. He was just as much of a prodigy, but he died in an accident before graduation. Risk hit him just as hard as luck hit Gates. Lesson 2. Don't judge a book by its cover. Stop looking at outliers and start looking at broad patterns. To make sure you don't miss our upcoming deep dives into how top investors actually play the game without relying on luck, make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. Now, let's talk about the hardest financial skill, getting the goalposts to stop moving. This is the trap that even Wall Street whales fall into. Take Rajat Gupta, former CEO of McKinsey, a multimillionaire who had everything: cash, status, power. But it wasn't enough. He wanted to be a billionaire. He got caught in insider trading just to make a few extra million he didn't need. And he lost his reputation and his freedom. Risking what you have and need for something you don't have and don't need is the definition of insanity. Your ego is the biggest line item in your budget, and if you don't keep it in check, it'll eat your 401k for breakfast. Drop a like if you agree that peace of mind is worth more than an extra million earned through soul-crushing stress. We want to hear from you in the comments. Everyone knows Warren Buffett, but almost nobody understands how he actually got that bag. It isn't his spreadsheet, it's his watch. Buffett started at age 10. By 30, he had $1 million. But get this, out of his 100+ billion, he made nearly 95% of it after his 65th birthday. Read that again. His secret sauce isn't being a genius stock picker, it's being in the game for 80 straight years. The most powerful tool in finance isn't your return, it's your survival. Most people try to swing for the fences and get rich over a weekend. They use leverage, take YOLO bets, and get wiped out. Buffett just stayed consistent. Your job isn't to be a genius, it's to not screw up long enough for compounding, to do the heavy lifting. If you want more videos on the power of compounding and long-term plays, subscribe right now. We're working on a massive project specifically on that. Pay close attention to the man in the car paradox. We live in the Instagram era, where success is defined by a rented Lambo and stacks of cash. But here's the reality check. No one is impressed with your possessions as much as you are. When you see someone driving a Ferrari, you don't think they're cool. You think, if I had that car, people would think I'm cool. See the irony? You're using the car as a billboard for your ego, but everyone else just uses it as a prop for their own fantasies. Being rich is about your current income, it's what you show. If you drive a $100,000 Tesla, it just means you spend $100,000. It doesn't say anything about your net worth. Wealth is what you don't spend. It's the shares you didn't sell. It's the freedom to wake up and do whatever you want. Rich is what people see. Wealth is what they don't. The fastest way to look rich is to blow every cent. The only way to actually become wealthy is to kill the urge to keep up with the Joneses. By the way, let me know in the comments, what's more important, looking like a boss today or being the boss of your time tomorrow? And don't forget to like this video. It helps the algorithm find people looking for real answers. Now, let's talk about the price of admission. Everything has a price, but in investing, the price isn't on a tag, it's in your gut. The price is volatility, fear, and uncertainty. Most people see a market crash as a fine. Housel says you should see it as a fee. If you go to Disneyland, you pay a fee for the rides. You don't complain to the manager. Investing is the same. If you want the 10% average annual return, you have to pay the volatility fee. You have to watch your account drop 20% without panicking. If you can't pay the fee, you don't get the returns. Most people try to dodge the fee by timing the market, and they end up paying an even bigger fine when they miss the recovery. The world is chaotic. No financial plan survives first contact with reality. That's why the best plan is a plan for when the plan isn't working. A lot of investors think they need to be 100% all in for efficiency. That's a rookie mistake. You need liquid cash. You need a margin of safety. Why? Because when the market crashes 50%, and it will, you don't want to be forced to sell your long-term assets at a loss just to pay rent. Having cash during a crash isn't missing out, it's your insurance against panic. It gives you the endurance to stay invested when everyone else is running for the exits. Be an optimist about the long term, but be a paranoid prepper about the short term. The psychology of money boils down to one simple truth. You don't need to be a genius, you just need to be disciplined and less emotional than the next guy. Control your time, that's the highest dividend money can pay. The ability to do what you want, when you want, for as long as you want, is the ultimate goal. Don't try to beat the market, try to beat your own impatience and your own ego. If you made it this far, you've put in more work than 90% of the people stuck in the rat race. This was the foundation of financial psychology. We've got plenty more coming, breaking down the books and strategies that actually move the needle. Master your emotions, quit trying to impress strangers, and you'll start mastering your capital. See you in the next one.